right? So I think he has still not joined. Okay, so we were discussing how can we so why everyone is talking about, and Murshid is joining now, right? So we were talking about, we saw how to how data is stored. So like data is stored in form of bytes, right? And you should be able to see the, yeah, so data is stored in form of bytes. And this is right. So they so just like a single character stores, it takes up 1 byte, whereas a complete HD recording of a person's life takes around 1 TB of data. So in hard disk space, how data is stored. So this data is as compared to, if you compare it to this size wise, then see 1 MB around information of 1 MB can be stored in, yeah, if 1 MB can be stored in is the size of an ant, then 1 exabyte is around the size of a sun. And why we are talking about exabyte is because we have collected 130 exabytes of data until 2005 only, and in 2020 we have this much of data digitally because we are on Facebook, we are on we watch YouTube, we are now doing banking online. So we are creating a digital footprint. So we have this much of data, and this much extra data that we are generating is can be processed only by the help of machine learning, which is a set of tools, mathematical and statistical tools, different tools for different kind of data, right? I'm just going very fast because I have already discussed this in the session, right? And these are different places where is being used currently. So e-commerce, healthcare, transport, all of these are utilizing our historical data to improve their sales, right? To identify new customers, to identify some hidden patterns, right? So internet of things, artificial intelligence, hyper personalization, or the other different trends that we see, right? So in this session specifically that I want to discuss is that, like, what are the different skill set that we need to have any data scientist. Like, so you need to know mathematics, statistics, some bit of computer science, and there has to be some bit of data business domain knowledge, right? Why? So now we need not to be a master of all these things. So we need to lie somewhere here. So we need to know some certain programming language so that I can use computer as my tool to process data, right, and apply some algorithms. I need to know the business domain also, because suppose I'm working with weather data. So weather data means like whether it will rain next year or not, what kind of what is the maximum temperature I will be experiencing in summer, like that. So I need to have some information about the domain. If I'm working with Flipkart, Amazon, then I need to have the domain of my particular team, whether I'm in the customer team or the sales team. And I also need to know mathematics and statistics, because we need to make sense of my data. So my computer will make sense of data math wise. My computer will understand plus minus and all this mathematical operation. But to make sense in the terms of real world, I need to know statistics and probability too, right? So maybe I can just stop this presentation here, uh, or I can just yeah. So it is actually very important at this point of time, data science, because all of us have seen that data science is the sexiest job of the 21st century. Every company is opening positions for data science, and there is a problem of demand and supply. Every company is looking for data scientists, but we do not have that much trained professionals. So we have people for web development, app development, website development, then database management, data engineering, but we do not have people for data science who can analyze data, who can make predictions, who know the math, who know the proper tools to analyze and work with data, right? So it's a lucrative career. You will be working, or you will be solving a problem. It is kind of an end-to-end project, end-to-end life cycle you have to handle. It is changing world in lots of ways, and it is the future. Okay, now why we are doing Python? Because Python is very modular in the sense you can just, so like if I think Anoop will relate to it. So you can just start writing in the cell. You can do 1 + 2, it will do some operation, right? You can define some variable, you can print something in a cell. There is no extra kind of special characters to be needed, some kind of special syntax is not there. It is almost English like. It is dynamic. It is object oriented. Object oriented, as in general life, we refer to anything as a thing or an object, and we talk. Okay, I got this new T-shirt. I got this new bag, or I am going to buy vegetables. So like everyday objects, we can refer to my variables in Python, right? And it is so it is first of all free. It is, you need not to pay for using Python, and it has an active and supportive community. Whatever problem you are trying to solve in Python, there is an already available library or solution which you can use in your program. So you need not to develop anything from scratch. You can start from anything. So we have a student who is just passed his 12th class. We have another who is from IT background. We have taught previously people who are coming from commerce background, from arts background. So everyone had faced no problem in doing anything in Python, in machine learning and data science using Python. Right. So we have also R is there. So this is one of data by NASSCOM. So the present is around 2 billion. We have the data analytics market is around 2 billion. It will go up to 16 billion in by 2022, by next year. So it's the best location. It's the top 3 destination in the world to be in for working in big data analytics. Right. So these are all the different. So you will not always find data scientist or data analyst only as the job description companies. All of these names refer to the same role: business analyst, business intelligence analyst, business intelligence officer, machine learning engineer, data architect, quantitative analyst. All of these refer to the same name. You have to apply the same concept that we discussed in the course. This is the trend of uh, data analytics salaries in US, right? So whatever the trend is there, it will surely replicate here itself, right? So this was still here. Now I want to show you some demos, right? So you can understand better. So let me just let me just go to, okay. So now let me just see what is data science and ultimately what machine learning will do, right? Suppose I have some I want to study about dogs and horses, right? Dogs and horses based on their physical property. I do not know what are, there is a special species of animal. So I want to study them based on, so suppose I have these, so on the x-axis, I have height, on the y-axis, I have weight. By general knowledge, I know that dogs are shorter and have lesser weight than as compared to a horse. So suppose I collect this data. So these orange ones are my dogs. I know them. I am plotting them based on their height and weight, weight or height, whatever, like this, right? This is my data. Now I am plotting some
One minute,
data.
sir. 1 minute. Hello. I
I
think the
You're not
new
visible.
screen.
Oh, sorry, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. Thank you so much. Let me. Okay, yeah, correct. I thought my whole screen is shared. Right. So now, so this is, let me just clear everything all. So this is a website, ML Playground. You can try out different machine learning algorithms here online, right? So now I want to, my example is I want to study about animal, any general animal based on their height and weight, right? Suppose I'm talking about, I want to compare between dogs and horses, right? So on x-axis I have a height or weight, or y-axis I have height, the other thing, right? One axis I have height, one axis I have weight, right? Generally, based on general knowledge, I know that dogs are have less weight and less height as compared to a horse, like, so horse will always be bigger and heavier and taller, right? So suppose I am plotting my animal data, right? So this is my dog height, weight, this is height weight. Based on this is my data which I am plotting, right? Now I get data for horses. I'm collecting, recording. This is the data which I have recorded previously, right? This is my horse data, right? So this, right, this much. Now I can clearly see from my eyes that there is a clear demarcation, and we also know, because we understand from biology that horses are different, dogs are different, they look different, there are different features. So how can I use machine learning? Because machine learning does not know, Python does not know they are dogs and horses, but they are so intelligent, they can clearly say that, okay, there are two classes, there are two types of object in this picture, like this. So if I'm using k nearest neighbor is one of the techniques in use in machine learning, which is used for classification. Classification means I want my output to fall into any one of the classes. So I want to output whether it's a male or female, whether it's a horse or dog, whether I pass the exam or not, whether the corona test gave based on the corona test, whether I'm corona positive or not, right? So this kind of classes I want to do. So if I train it, training means like it will learn from previous examples. So based on learning from the previous examples, this is the decision boundary that k nearest neighbor is giving. So anything which is falls in the purple region is a horse. Anything which falls in the orange or skin colored region is the dog. So this is what actually they do not know horse and dog, which we provide this information manually. But based on this data, it has learned by itself. Okay, this is the boundary, whatever. So any new data, if it falls in this region, it is going to be a dog, and if it falls in this region, it is going to be a cat. But you see that there is a wrong prediction, right? So if I train it, yeah, see, this blue one is wrong. So, and this blue one is also wrong. This blue one is also wrong, right? Based on my data, right? So this means that this algorithm is good, but it's not perfect, right? So there is a level of goodness. It is scoring somewhat 90%, but I want better results, right? Suppose cat, this is between just dog and horse. So there can be a very big, maybe German Shepherd or a Husky dog, which is looking like, or which is in height and weight is equivalent to a shorter or a younger horse. You can these are those boundary line cases. Now I am using perceptron, right? Or perceptron is just one single neuron in human brain. When you try to mimic it in digitally, it looks like this. So if I train it, train means learn from the examples and give me a model. So my perceptron is giving me this model. It is way more wrong than the previous one. See, it is giving me a straight line boundary, simple. Okay, whatever is in the left of the line is a dog, whatever in the right side it's a horse. But it is doing a lot of miscalculation. That means it is not good, right? Maybe I can tweak some parameters. I can change it. Okay, I can ask it to, okay, you try this, learning this, do revision. So maximum iteration means how many times you want to revise. So before going to an exam, if you have read only once, you will perform around 40-50% correct questions. If you have revised 3 times, then your performance will be around 70 to 80%. If you have revised 10 times, then I think your performance will be more than 95%. Similarly, this model will learn by 50 examples. Now see if the value changes or not. I think it has not changed. Yeah, see, it is changing. See, every time it is giving me a different. Now it is, this is the best it can give me. Now I want to try out a different model, maybe a decision tree. Decision tree, like suppose you want to go do some recharges. So if I ask you based on the picture, tell me whether it is a dog or a horse. What you will do, and I will ask you to, ask you to like keep saying what are you looking for. So you will say if it is height is more, then it is a dog, then it is a horse. If it is, if it has a lot of fur and a tail, smaller tail, then it is a dog, right? You are talking while you are giving this question answers to judge your answer, your photo, right? So same thing is when performed in a computer is called a decision tree. So it will divide whole problem into nodes, and yet each step it will ask some question, whether it has the height is more or not, whether the weight is more than 50 kg or not, whether the you can say the fur is there or not, whether the eyes, how are the eyes, are they small or they big, to differentiate like this. So if I use this model, so this is the kind of output I'd get. So it gave me a different kind of decision boundary, right? So if it is in the skin colored region, it's a dog. If it is in the other region, it is a horse, right? This is, or I can use support vector machines. It's a different technique. We all will discuss all these techniques in our course, right? So it gave me a boundary like this, but it is a wrong, right? Because it is misclassification. So this way, this is what machine learning tries to do: learn from the previous data and predict something on predict future based on some inputs, right? So I will give height and weight. My model will tell me whether it's a horse or a dog with some accuracy, right? Next, what I want to show is a example in computer vision, right? Okay, so I'm opening a right. So suppose I want to make a model of my hand. I want my computer to uh, uh, tell me where my hand is and where my face is, right? So this is first I want to remember this computer to remember my face. I will do record my multiple photos from different poses, and it will record. See, I have given 556 image samples, and the name of this is what? Me, right? This is me, or you can say Vinay, right? This is the class label. I want this thing, I want my computer to understand this photo as Vinay. Right now I am giving it multiple photos of my hand. So I want my model to differentiate between my face and my hand. So I will give multiple photos, of course without my face, right? So I am giving multiple like this. This is my hand. right? So I've given 86 images of my just like 86 different photos which my model can learn from. I want to train my model. I click on train. Now it is preparing. It is training based on this picture. So it is trying to memorize and process all of these photos with this condition that this photo is me, this photo is my hand, this photo is Vinay, this photo is hand, and you are remembering. So think of this: you print out all these photos, give it to a child, and you tell them memorize, and I will ask you tomorrow, what is this picture? Is this your mama? Is this your papa? Is this your friend? Is this your school teacher? Just like that. And this is out of 50. That means it is going over the complete data 50 times. So it has memorized once, and now 50 times it is now training and testing itself. Right. So it is now me. See, the output says 100% Vinay. If I change my face, if I just go out, it says hand. Right. So it is my hand. Now me, it's very quick. Hand, me, hand. Right. Suppose I want to add a new object. Right. So let me add a new object. I will add a new class. This class is what? Mobile phone. I will say phone. Right. Now I will open the webcam and give it my phone pictures. So this is let me hold it. Yes. Right. So I'm giving it my phone pictures. Okay. So I've given my phone picture just like that. 48 samples I have given, and it will learn from it. I will train model again. It's now it is now I've given my that child, I've given one more photo, I've given like 3 sets of photos. I'll ask them, learn them and tell me what object is this. Now that now the kid has learned, now it is 50 time, it is testing by itself. Randomly it is choosing a picture and telling it is Vinay, and checking whether it is right or wrong. Then it is again, okay, this is hand, it is checking whether it is right or not. Right. So now it is like, see, it is me, it is my hand, it is my phone. Right, perfectly it is giving. Now you can see, like, now nothing is there, but still it is saying hand. Right. So because in this picture with my face I have a background, I have certain other objects also. You can tell there is a curtain, the wall is yellow, there is a circular mark on the background, because you can identify these things, because you know what a curtain is, you know what yellow is, you know what a circle looks like. Right. So it is learning everything. But so this picture with the background plus me is Vinay, with the picture with hand is hand, and with the picture with this thing black thing is a phone. So it is memorizing everything, but I'm just giving 3 things, so it is identifying those 3 things. So this is how machine learning works on images. So images ultimately are stored in form of numbers inside a computer. So this face is, you can think, you can say, okay, there's a human speaking, there is a nose, right, there's a curtain, but a computer cannot. Computer can only understand these 3 things based on the images, just like a child. Right. If you, so you can do this experiment. If you have any newborn in your family, you should never tell him what a cow or a dog looks like. Never. You should never mention a dog to him in his life, and after 10 years you ask him what is this, so he will be never he can never tell what this animal is if he has never studied about dog. Right. But we all know, based on the structure of the society, we know everything is there. The same thing, we have to treat computer machine learning like a small child. Okay. And now I want to discuss, like, coming to the courses, what all we will be working on. Right. So let me open paint. Right. So let me share it. So you have any doubts or anything, you can just ask me directly. Okay. uh, because my presentation part is over, this is what I have to discuss. Now coming to the course structure. So this course is Python data science. Right. So of course, Python, for learning Python, I need to know this programming language, right? Programming in Python. This I need to know, right? And for data science, I need to work with data. So I need to know data analytics, right? Data analytics. Analytics means, like, how can I store my data? Just like we store our data in Excel sheets, in folders, in PDF, in videos. How can I work with data to make it to analyze it, right? So we need to learn some libraries. You must have heard of NumPy. You must also have heard of Pandas, right? These two will be learning. And also we need to learn about data visualization, because we want to visualize and analyze what by numbers say. To data visualization, right? We will study in data visualization Matplotlib. We will study about Seaborn. We will study about pandas inbuilt visualization, right? All these three different libraries we will study, which helps me to visualize my data, right? Now maybe let me just zoom out. Okay, it's too zoomed out. Next, data science is there. So data science has these. Okay, let me. Data science also contains machine learning, right? So here we will be learning about different machine learning algorithms like regression. Regression, we will see linear regression. We will see multiple regression, right? We will see logistic regression. Next, we will look at clustering, right? Clustering, we will look at KNN, like K nearest neighbor, right? And then we will also look at decision trees, right? Decision trees, which we saw. Then we will look at random forests. These are all different techniques. Random forest, then a random forest, then we will probably look at support vector machines. So these are all different components or tools of machine learning, different concepts of machine learning. We will cover everything from very basic background. From in Python programming, we'll teach from zero. We do not expect any kind of programming experience. We'll start from zero, from installation, writing 1+2 ABCD, everything we'll do from the very basic. So this will be your complete structure. So basically, if I want to summarize, so these are the things we will be learning. We will be learning Python. You will be learning data analytics. You will be learning data visualization. You will be learning machine learning. These are the four main topics that we will cover, right? So this is it. I would like to rest my case now, and if you have any questions, we can discuss. And I think so. But Vishnu, only Anoop is here, but with no new guy is here. We should have stopped in between if you have told me before.
Yeah, no, that guy said some network issue. He exited by 8:30, 8:40 only. I also didn't notice. He said some network issue. He cannot
Yeah.
join.
Anyway, no problem. No, Anoop got this. Anoop did not had this chance to visit a demo, right? So I think it is fine. Okay, then I will see you in the next class, Anoop. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, one minute, sir. Like, can you let me know what is the difference between this business analytics and data analytics? If
So business,
you,
so they are used like say ultimately the person has to do the same thing, but that their role name is different. Okay. So some company is giving the position of developer, someone is saying software developer engineer. So the name is different, but ultimately business analytics is you have to analyze a data which is coming from a certain business, right? So you are working with the business team. Okay, so you will be dealing with, okay, how can I improve sales, what kind of promotions I should do, how can I expand my reach to this particular region so that I get more people, right? And data analytics, the general term, right? So it is not, so data, you can be working in a company which is Amazon, but you are working on, say, data coming from your vendors, right? Your whether they are being paid correctly, whether they are delivering order on time. So ultimately you are not getting more customer, you are not directly involved in the business your company is in, but you are helping in operation of the business, operation of the company itself. So vendors are delivering on time, you are managing vendor data. Vendor are people who supply things on Amazon. Okay. So data analyst is a general name. Business analyst becomes a more specific. So company wise, so different company use different names. So there is no generic structure which every company should follow, right? So everyone, so like uh, uh, you can say solution architect. Now solution architect is a general term. So it can be, he can be a person with knowledge in machine learning and data science. He can be a solution architect as he is solving some problem using the data, or he can be a solution architect based on the website development angle, right? Where he can start from start to finish. He can develop an interface on website which can open on mobile phone, which can open on tablet or computer. So he can be from that particular angle. So the term, the role is name is same, but ultimately the work is similar in data analyst and data in business analyst.
Yeah, okay, sir. Okay. So yeah, there are many roles which are available in the company side, like data analyst, developer, and business analyst. That is the reason why I just asked the question.
Okay, 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 fine. That's what I
Anup,
collected all the.
Anup, I think you have my number now. You can call me, right?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Right now I will call, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Nitesh, right? You were referred by Nitesh or you are only Nitesh? Not getting
Are
it.
Vishnu Anup is doing that class, no, Python
Oh,
data
sorry,
science.
sorry. Okay,
So
okay. Oh,
he
sorry. I got
yeah, he
confused.
did.
Okay,
So
okay,
he
Anup.
did not attend this demo before. So he joined directly the classes. So I thought of
Okay, because
inviting.
one more, there were many inquiries were there. No problem.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Huh?
yeah. Maybe you can
Okay.
ask
Okay.
them like what is the problem with they left in between, like
Yeah, correct, correct. I will just check with them because
yeah, yeah,
those
because
people
like we are
maybe got.
so Anup and
Okay,
me are
okay,
online since last 3 hours.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay,
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 Yeah.
Vishnu. Okay, Anup, see you.
okay. Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, sir.